You don't need motivation, you need a mission. I used to wake up late, skip the gym, and waste hours on my phone each day until I realized I wasn't living for anything. Hi, my name is Sawyer, and my mission is I train my body and mind daily to become the man my younger self needed, so I can lead and inspire others. That sentence changed my life. I want to help you find your mission and change your life right now. I have 9 points and 5 practical steps that I'd love to share with you to become a more purpose-driven person and feel the fulfillment you've been subconsciously chasing in your life so far. You don't need motivation, you need a mission. If you don't write your mission, someone else will do it for you. Your boss, your phone, your distractions, they all have an agenda, and if you don't have one of your own, you'll end up living according to theirs. You need to stop coasting through life and start engineering it. In this video, I'll show you how. Motivation is emotions-based, mission is identity-based. Motivation depends on how you feel, and feelings change constantly. One rough night of sleep, one stressful day, and that spark you had is gone. That's why motivation always fades. Mission, on the other hand, is rooted in identity. It's tied to who you believe you are and who you're becoming. It doesn't care how you feel. You go to bed Sunday night after a full day of dopamine and distractions and you swear you'll change. You binge self-improvement videos, feel hyped and make plans in your head. But by Tuesday, you're already slipping back into your old routines. Why? Because hype without direction is useless. You weren't weak, you were aimless. When I stopped chasing motivation and started chasing a mission, everything changed. Your emotions can lead you in circles, but your mission will lead you forward. Motivation asks you how you feel. Mission doesn't care. Motivation wants to know if you're in the mood. Mission doesn't ask, it demands action. When you operate from motivation, you're always asking, do I feel like it? But a mission-driven person doesn't negotiate, they execute. Some days you'll be tired, you're busy, overwhelmed, unmotivated. That's when people fold. But if you're committed to your mission, you move anyway. You show up because it's not about how you feel. It's about who you're becoming. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll wait forever. Take action now, let the mission lead, and let your emotions catch up later. Most people aren't lazy, they're just lost. The problem isn't effort, it's direction. Most people don't know what they're aiming for, so they burn out chasing things that don't matter. Without a vision, everything feels pointless. And when things feel pointless, distractions become the default. But once you have a mission, everything changes. Every workout, every deep work session, every time you say no to comfort, it all feels right. You finally start building instead of escaping. We live in a world designed to steal your attention. My advice, start giving your attention to yourself. Focus on your own mind, your own growth, your own direction, before someone else profits off of the lack of it. You don't need to feel ready, you need to feel responsible. Ready is a myth. You'll never truly feel ready to change your life. But you are responsible for your life, your future, and the man you're becoming. And that responsibility is more powerful than readiness will ever be. When you live with responsibility, you stop waiting and you start acting. You stop needing permission and you start giving yourself commands. Life doesn't reward the man who waits until he's comfortable. It rewards the man who moves despite discomfort. You grow into the version of you admire by acting like him now, not later. Without a mission, you'll serve someone else's. Here's the harsh truth, your energy is already being used. The only question is by who. If you're not living with intention, your time becomes fuel for someone else's growth. The TikTok algorithm, your job, your vices, they don't care about your potential. But when you lock onto a personal mission, you take control of the wheel. You stop reacting and start building. A man with no direction becomes a pawn in someone else's game. A man with a mission becomes the architect of his own life. Reclaim your time, reclaim your focus, write your own mission and live it. Discipline is easier when it's tied to purpose. Most people think discipline is about brute force. Wake up early, push harder, suffer more, but discipline without purpose feels like punishment. And that's why most people quit. When you don't know why you're grinding, it'll always feel like misery. But purpose makes the pain feel worth it. It transforms suffering into sacrifice. Going to the gym becomes a way to earn your power. Saying no to distractions becomes a form of self-respect. purpose turns I have to into I get to. Tie your discipline to a mission, and suddenly consistency becomes natural. A mission rewires your identity. You can't outwork an identity that's working against you. If you believe you're lazy, you're weak, you're inconsistent, your actions will reflect that. But when you build a mission and commit to it, your entire self-image begins to change. You start thinking, what would the man I want to be do right now? And then you do it. You stop asking yourself, should I? And start saying, this is just who I am now. Your habits follow identity. So instead of forcing change, become the person who naturally does the hard things. Your mission is the compass that turns discipline into default behavior. And once your identity matches your mission, you're unstoppable. Every powerful man you've admired had a mission, not motivation. Think about the people who have inspired you. Goggins, Kobe, Hamza. None of them built their lives on feelings. They built their lives on conviction. Their mission wasn't optional, it was a requirement. That's what made them dangerous. They weren't grinding because they felt good. They were grinding because they knew where they were going. If you want to become great, stop looking for something to hype you up. Find something that pulls you forward even when everything sucks. That's what separates men who rise from men who rot. You're already doing hard things, so are they moving you anywhere? Staying up late, overthinking, avoiding the gym, scrolling for hours, that's hard, that's exhausting. You're already putting in the effort, you're just putting it in the wrong direction. And that's the trap. The difference between a man with a mission and a man without one isn't how much they suffer, it's why they suffer. One is wasting time, the other is building a legacy. One feels regret, the other feels progress. So if you're going to suffer either way, suffer in the direction of your future. Here are 5 practical steps that you should do right now to find your mission. Go now, grab a notebook, a pen, and write down these questions, or it'll be in the description of this video. Step 1, reflect on what hurts and what heals. Your pain reveals your purpose. Ask yourself these 3 questions. What have I suffered through that I never want to feel again? What's a moment in my life that broke me, and what did I wish I had then? What advice do people come to me for already? Your mission often starts in your pain. It comes from the things you've overcome or the things you're still fighting through. What you've conquered gives you the authority to guide others, and what you hate most about your past can fuel who you become next. Define what you want to build, not what you want to avoid. Escape isn't a mission, creation is. Ask yourself these 3 questions. What would the ideal version of me look like in 3 to 5 years? If my life was a project, what would I be building every day? What skills, values, and results would make me proud to say I did that? Don't just build your life around what you want to get away from. Design it around what you want to create. Mission is about proactive direction, not avoidance. The man who runs toward a goal will always outlast the one who's running from failure. Step 3, identify who it's for. A mission is stronger when it's not just about you. So ask yourself these 3 questions. Who benefits if I succeed? Who suffers if I stay the same? And who am I willing to become uncomfortable for? Maybe it's your younger siblings, your future kids, the version of yourself that needed a role model. The most powerful missions are connected to impact. When it's not just about you, you'll show up even when you don't want to. Turn it into a personal mission statement. If your mission isn't written, it isn't real. Take your answers from the first 3 steps and shape them into a simple, clear, personal code. Not a poem, not fluff, just truth. This becomes the core of your discipline, your visions, your decisions. Put it in your journal, on your phone wallpaper, in your course tracker, wherever you'll see it daily. Your final step is to audit your life through that mission. A mission is a filter, so start using it. Now that you've written your mission, test it. Ask, is the way that I'm spending my time aligned to this? Are my habits helping me become that person? Is my environment supporting this or sabotaging it? Your mission isn't just a statement, it's a standard. Every action, every choice, every input in your life should either reinforce it or get removed.